Hi guys, it's me Paco and you're watching Bad with Books. Hey guys, it is time that we film my July TBR. How is it already July? I have no idea. I did not have a great reading month in June, which that will be a June discussion and not a July discussion. But I have about 4 books that I'm reading for individual reasons. And then I'm going to pull 2 from here. And then I'm going to pull 3 from here. So that is 9 books, and then the 5th book will be a book from the Reddit Bingo Board Challenge that I need to read. So I will decide that one last. But first, we're gonna pull here, and then I'll think about it, come back, and then we will do my, I'll show the books. So we'll do my Fairy Loot books first. So the first book I pulled was, Indiceri by Zardovia Cordova. So I'm excited. I'll read that. I'm excited for that. And then we have, The Courting of Bristol Keep. Okay. So these are the 2 Fairy Loot books that I have to read this month. And they'll be fun. A YA and adult one. Fun. Okay. Now we're going to do my 3 books that I pull for here. Okay, the first one is last in a series. Okay, I can do that. And then we have a new author, an author I have not read before. And then we have a book with political intrigue. I can do that. Okay. So I'm going to be back in a minute, and I will decide on what I'm going to read. I now have my TBR and all the books ready to show you guys for July, so let's get to it. So the first book I have to show y'all is A Forgery of Fate by Elizabeth Lim. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling about a girl who, she's a painter, and I believe she has, some abilities with her paint to, maybe see the future or something like that. And she ends up having to work with this dragon lord to save her family from debt. I am very excited. I love Elizabeth Lim's writing. I'm going to be bummed that I did not get the Fairy Loot edition, but I am just very excited to read this. I am reading this not only for my IRL book club that I go to at the library, but me, Princess Helen, and the gang, we, with Jen, Lynn, we read, we have our mini group book club, and this was my second book pick. We each picked 2 books for the year. This was my second pick. Very excited for that. So my next book club pick is for my Romanticy book club I go to, and that is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. All I really need to know is this is about 3 toxic lesbian vampires. Say less. I went to the book event for this in June, loved it, and I've been so excited to read this. I cannot wait. So me, Princess, and Helen, just the 3 of us, not the whole gang, are rereading the Serpent and Dove trilogy. We finished in June. We finished Gods and Monsters. So the original trilogy is done, but now we're going on to the duology spin-off series. And that starts with Scarlet Veil, which follows a character from that as she learns about vampires that have existed in this world. And it's a murder mystery. This is a reread for me, but I'm very excited because this is the last book that that we'll be rereading, because the next book will be the final book. I haven't read that yet, so I'm very excited for this. So the next book is either this or another book, but if you know, I'm doing my 4 series I'm trying to read in the year, and I am now in the middle of Tasha Suri's The Burning Kingdom trilogy, and I was supposed to read this in June, but I don't think I'm going to get to it, so I'm going to pick this up in July, and so I'm going to either read this, or if I somehow get to this in June, then it will be The Lotus Empire, which is the last book in the trilogy, but I honestly don't think I'm going to get to it, so this will probably be the first book I read in July, but it's gorgeous. And the first book follows a princess who's been sent to this kind of temple/prison because her brother doesn't want her alive anymore. and she kind of meets a girl there who has a mysterious connection to the temple. It's sapphic, it's Southeast Asian, it's a really good political fantasy that I'm excited to get more into. So I did say it was going to have one book pick that was not going to be a pool pick, and it was going to be for the Reddit bingo board, but I decided that I actually really want to get to Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. This is her debut, I believe. And I read her Not Like a Love Song, which is her sophomore novel, and then I read The Thrashers, and I really enjoyed both, and I want to read this. This takes place in Sacramento. I'm reading A Rose and Chain next month, so I was like, let me just knock out the 3 Julie Soto books I haven't read back to back. So this is going to be the second one in her debut, and I'm very excited to read it. This is about a wedding planner who has to like plan the wedding of the century or the wedding of the year, and she has to ask her ex-florist to help, and I believe it's like second chance romance, and I'm very excited. It's gonna be good for a palate cleanser. So now we're gonna get to the books that were the prompt picks. So the first one I have here is a new author, so an author I have not read. This was on a TBR earlier this year that I never got to, and it is A Tall Dark Trouble by Vanessa Montalban. This follows 2 sisters, brujas, and that's all I really know about it. I believe that they are trying to... That's all I know. It follows 2 Brujas sisters, and I think it's a mystery, and they have to go back to Cuba to solve it. But I am very excited to read it. It's Practical Magic meets Miami, bound to become a Cuban-American classic. I just really want to get more into... I have this book, and I have another book by this author that I really want to read, but I want to read her debut first. So I'm very excited for this. I mean, this is the witchy one, so you know I have to read that. So the next book pick is last in a series, and I'm going to do The Mirror of Beasts by Alexander Bracken. This is the sequel to... what is the first one called? You'd think I would know what the first one was called. Silver in the Bones. So that is a King Arthur imagined book about a magic hunter, like relic hunter. And she gets hired to do this contract and just gets pulled into a lot of shit. There's sorceresses. They go to Camelot or Avalon, and the first book was really good. I've been meaning to get to the second one, and I almost did the last book in the Little Thieves trilogy, but I feel like I need to knock this out, so I will be reading this. I'm noticing that it's a very murder-heavy month this year. Not this year, but this TBR, murder mystery month. Also, I do have a lot of vampire books, but I'm sensing a theme, because the next prompt I did was political intrigue, and I'm going to do Voyage to the Damned by Frances White. This is a murder mystery book, and it follows a bunch of heirs as they're on a boat. One of them dies mysteriously, and the only culprit could be someone that's on this boat, and they're trying to solve it. And that's political intrigue. They're all leaders of this place, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna read this. I was supposed to read this last year for the debut-a-thon, but someone decided to quit YouTube, and so we never got to it. But I am very excited to get to this finally. Okay, so I have 2 more books, and they're my Fairy Loot books, and that is The Courting of Bristol Keep by Mary Ear Pearson. I don't really know what this is about. I know it's about Fae. So yeah. Okay, I'm back. I quickly read the synopsis. But from what I know about it is these 2 girls, Bristol Keep, her and her sister are on, like, very about to be poor and destitute because since their parents died, our main character then starts getting letters from a mysterious aunt saying, hey, I know what happened, and she somehow gets involved in the Fae, and the Fae are maybe responsible for her father's disappearance, and he may still be alive. So I'm intrigued to get this. It is a hefty book, but I do love Fae, and it's summer Fae, like spring vibes. I am intrigued to see where this goes. And then the last book I have, this is not the Fairy Loot edition. My Fairy Loot edition is elsewhere. But it is Indicary by Zlodoria Cordova. I love her. The Inheritance of Arcadia Divina is one of my favorite books of all time. So I'm very excited to get to this. This is what I know about a girl who uses memory magic. So she has the ability to, I believe, steal people's memories or do something about that, or like relive people's memories. And she gets involved in this revolution, and that's all I really know. So I am excited to get to this. But yeah, that is what I will be reading in the month of July. What are you guys reading? I am really excited for Bury Our Bones. I'm excited for Forgery of Fate. I'm excited for a lot of stuff. So what will you guys be reading? Share down below. If you do, I post videos every Friday. I try to post TikToks on the week and Instagram posts. So follow my other socials, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.